Myself over there. Let's get some light going. All right, cool. Well, you guys can't see it, but have a really cool lightsaber lamp that kind of fits the theme tonight. Well, we're here. Happy Halloween, everybody. For those that don't follow me on social media, and this is the first time ever watching me, did get the Witch Brews Frab like I said I would. My opinion, way better than the zombie one from last year. That one was just absolutely disgusting. But thank you for joining me. We're playing the Town of Light to just have fun here on Halloween. So I've never played this game before. So we are definitely in for a treat. If you have played this and you have some fond memories, definitely feel free to share in the comments. Um, yeah, so thank you for joining me. It's been quite some time since I did a stream. I just did one on Monday just to make sure everything was up and running, but it turns out, I'm an Xbox noob, so didn't have the proper equipment, so that's why we're playing the Town of Light on the PlayStation 4 tonight. I'm really excited. I've always been a fan of horror games, and when I found out that this was kind of based on like real events, real life research and stuff like that, I was like, that's kind of cool. It's not the stereotypical horror that we're all accustomed to. So sit back, enjoy the ride, and let's hope we don't get too scared out there. All right. Again, I don't know if the rating on this game, so if there are kids watching, parents, just be sure to check out that rating system. Because again, I don't know about language or anything like that on here. Um, but I do know it is first person. From what I understand, it's kind of like PT, so hopefully we're going to have some fun with that tonight. It is based on real life events, research concerning mental illness. So again, there is suggestive themes going on tonight. So for anybody that is watching out there, just look at that wonderful warning right there. Hope everybody's having a fun, safe Halloween out there. If you've already gone trick or treating, I hope you got a ton of awesome stuff. Hope you got to enjoy one of those frappuccinos. It is pretty good.
What's happened? What is this place? Maybe I'm dead. I can't see any light. Maybe I am dead. I can't get up. What's going on? What's happening to me? There's no one here, but these noises. God, my head is killing me. I can't keep my eyes open.
Creepy. All right. Ooh, that's very, yeah. Well, while this is loading, if you guys do ever want to follow me, other than on Twitch, I do have all of most of my social media is down below. Uh, Facebook, I abbreviated them just to make it a little bit easier for you. But then my Facebook, my Twitter, my Snapchat. I do have been getting on Snapchat a little bit more. Um, so if you don't see a lot, it's because I'm not a huge picture guy. Like I much rather take pictures of like my kids or a game or something that I'm playing or posting. But from time to time, especially with all the Halloween filters, it's been kind of fun. I did one with like Jack from Nightmare Before Christmas. That was really cool. All right, inspired by real events. All right, so we're in Tuscany. And to my knowledge, this is not like it is like PT in the sense of um, it's more survival horror, if I could talk right. Um, there's from what I understand, there's no like guns or weapons or anything like that. It's like I guess if there is bad things that come, you just have to like run from them. So okay, so all these are in like oh, it's cool. It like translates it for you. That's kind of cool. Alright, let's see. Can I open the fridge? I can. And obviously there's nothing in here. The smell that probably comes out of that was probably pretty gross. Okay, so probably a lot of detective work probably goes into this game. Doesn't seem like there's like a running system, at least not right now. Oh, experience. Okay. Oh, okay. It's like, is there like a leveling up system in this? Oh, okay. I was like, do I gotta like jump the fence or what's going on here? Alright. Beautiful little scenery and opening to the game. Yeah, I don't remember where I first saw this. I think when I think this has VR capability on the PlayStation, so that's why I think it popped up when I did actually have the PlayStation VR. I no longer have it, unfortunately. Just a lot of the games give me motion sickness and really can't. People escape out this way. Probably went back towards that house. Okay. Yeah. So unfortunately, I couldn't, play it to the full compatibility as other players can. One of the reasons I really bought the thing was because of
this place.
Skyrim.
Time.
So
memory.
I was gonna say, has this lady been here before? I think that's what I remember reading. But yeah. So this was one of the games that was featured like as like a game that you could get on the PlayStation VR because I believe it does have support. There's a little vibrating going on. I don't know if it came from inside the building or not. Looks like the waiting room. See, I was really intrigued by this game. It seemed really, really cool. It's kind of creepy. Alright, what do we got here? Discharged on. Never was discharged. She was transferred. Oh. Didn't get transferred. She was here. What's that? 3, 5, well, 8 years. Something like that. That's kind of sad. Is this something like I can take? Or I guess not. Alright. I guess like when you're standing in the way of a door, it doesn't fully open. That's kind of cool. I mean, kind of realistic. Is there something on the back of these? Guess not. Okay. Creepy photos. Alright. Nice city skyline. That's a lot of stuff to read. Holy cow. Looks like just some kind of random currency. They look exactly the same. It's worth 2 lire. I know I already clicked that one, but okay. Alright. Well, who knows what that was left there for. Wow, what did that say? The master switch is near the Calm Woman ward. Calm Woman. So there was women that were put in different wards just based on they were calm or probably suicidal. You know, if this were me, I'm not gonna lie. Like, hey, granted, I know this is a game; it's all part of the. Oh, okay. All right. I was okay. Got something called a synopsis. Well, here we go, and we know that our character's name is Renee. She is now writing something called The Town of Light. Is she like collecting parts of her own memory?
My memory of those years is hazy. Between the age of about 7 and 10, my memories are disconnected, and I couldn't say how many times and how frequently the light used to come. My mother gave me a doll around that time. Charlotte. Thinking back to it makes me want to laugh. But at the beginning, I remembered that I was afraid of her. I thought she wanted to harm me, to kill me and take my place. But when the light came, she would stay beside me, and her presence
Whoa.
did not disturb me. I was able to talk to her, and so she became my best friend. At least until I was in grade 2, when everything changed. She didn't laugh at me, and if I had to say something to my mother, I asked her to say it. When things inside me turned bad, she was the only one I could turn to. Now all of this makes me blush, but Charlotte was a real friend to me. I knew that she was just a doll. I wasn't stupid, but at the same time, she was real too. I don't know how to explain it. It's difficult. My mother would cuddle her and tell her things. I guess she was trying to communicate with me. But back then, I was too afraid to understand it.
Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Alright, doesn't look like there's anything else in here. So it looks like we're trying to collect pages. You know, I guess this person maybe spent time here. I was going back to the point of that I was trying to make of if I'd come here by myself, even seeking something like.
The only thing I remember clearly is Charlotte, my doll.
Okay, well we found. Wow, that is. What is that? Oh, okay. It's. Don't know what that noise was, but that door is locked.
No, she's freezing. She's alone. Let's look for her.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I guess we're looking for the doll now. Apparently this chick is probably still a little insane. Sorry if there's like laggy issues. That is actually not. That's actually the game itself. It's actually doing that. I'd be carrying a gun. Like there would be something that, like, oh, it's like Silent Hill. All right then. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's use that key here. Tranquil ward. I'm wondering if that means the calm ward, which means let's see, zoom 7. Oh, perfect. Shows like even the power symbol there. It's interesting. Excuse me. Oh, looks like the breaker box is right over here. Cool. Yeah, that's not creepy at all.
Nobody says we can't. Let's find Charlotte.
Okay. This is like a staircase. I can't really tell. I guess that goes downstairs. Looks like the same. Some of the same. least that looks like the same photo. Okay. Don't know. See if the elevator's working. We're supposed to find a doll, but God, that thing is loud.
Renee doesn't want to abandon her. Let's search.
Oh, what'd that say?
Nobody says we can't. Let's find Charlotte.
Oh. Saw something on the subtitle that said search the upper floor, so hopefully we're heading in the right direction. Not seeing any dolls or anything. Looks like. Oh, there's the doll. It's kind of creepy that it's like still here.
Mummy took good care of Charlotte. She tucked her in, hugged her, gave her cuddles and kisses. She was very affectionate and loving. Nothing bad happened to Charlotte, and that surprised me. I didn't understand. At first, I was quite scared. I was afraid that she wanted to hurt me. I lived in constant fear that Mom would abandon her. Because I didn't deserve to live. I didn't deserve to be loved.
Okay, so apparently this character's mom was probably...
It's cold and it's dark. Look, she's cold. She'll get ill. We can take care of her. Nobody can stop us. Charlotte is a good girl.
Okay, I can't tell if this girl's insane too or what's going on. But apparently I cannot put the doll down. And I've just now started chapter 2. So, yay there. Alright, it's creepy, yeah, that's kind of creepy. Oh, keys. Oh, apparently I can't take the keys. Don't know if that's something I'm supposed to take. Alright, well, found the doll, so now we're supposed to take care of the doll. Switch on, see what happens. Nothing. Alright. Well, can't go that way either. So let's continue our search to take care of this doll that has no life. Creepy memory of somebody being on the table there. Oh, okay, the door didn't fully open. I was like, that's kind of weird. It's definitely something interesting to get used to. I would definitely suggest that's something that a lot of other games, like, I mean, I wouldn't know of any off the top of my head that would need that, but I like the idea of, you know, if you're standing in front of something, it's obviously not going to fully open. So that's kind of...
He doesn't want to. Not Charlotte.
He... Okay.
Charlotte is cold. Let's take her somewhere warm. Those Those lamps could make the room warmer. But Charlotte's not happy. She doesn't feel well.
So obviously not those lamps. I'm kind of walking around in circles here. I guess we're gonna go back downstairs and see if there's something down here that we need. I mean, outside's warm.
Sure, it's warm in the sun, but it gets cold in the evening. And that's not good for Charlotte. On the ground floor.
I saw a wheelchair. I kind of like that there's like the little hints here and there. That's kind of cool. Definitely helps you from literally walking around and clicking on everything in sight that you can see.
Charlotte will be comfy here. But it's cold. No, it's cold. Don't shiver, Charlotte. The cold will go away. It'll go away.
Yeah, I think the main character's just a little nuts too. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Oh my gosh, okay, we're actually wheeling the doll in the wheelchair. I wonder if I should... I'm trying to think of...
We must find some warm lights. Let's go to the surgical ward.
So that's what the elevator is for. Yeah, this girl's just a little nuts. Just throwing that out there right now. I know probably the latter of the story you find out more, but just throwing that out there. Okay, there's one. It won't work. Oh. Okay. It's gonna close on its own. It won't close on its own. It's interesting that T, you would think that that would be like top floor, and 1 would be ground floor. But apparently not. Anybody know how to read any of that? Alright, no. Oops. Oh, this is really odd. Did I get this thing stuck in here? It won't let me back up because it's at an angle. There we go. Very, very odd controls while pushing a wheelchair. I think surgical ward is back this way, if my memory serves me right. Nope, I'm wrong. Okay then. Let's go back this way.
The cold has gone away now. You see? The light, the warmth. We can do it. The cold will go away. It has to. Now we can enter the ward where everything started.
Okay.
It all began in the observation ward on the ground floor.
Let's go there. I don't have to like research that. I want to know what T in a foreign country would stand for ground floor. The floor. The first. I don't know. Just throwing some randomness out there. Okay, observation room. I know. It'll be in here. Oh, that's the waiting room. Let's check the map. Observation room, observation ward is 8. Okay, so it's back this way. Through a door that we did not go through yet. Alright. Oh. Did everything just change? Oh, it won't let you turn back around. That's interesting. Okay. So I guess now we're starting the creepy stuff. You know, creepier than walking into an abandoned insane asylum and finding a doll that has been there for X amount of years and putting it in a wheelchair and, hey, look, there's a hole. Oh, whoa. Okay. Interesting use of graphics there. That's very, very cool. This definitely feels Silent Hill-esque to me. For those that don't know, Silent Hill is one of my all-time favorite franchises. Whoa. Okay. And I loved that whole like aspect of, you know, changing from like the light world to the dark world, if you want to call it that. Very, very bright light.
One day I turned off the light, but it didn't go dark. It was a limitless immensity, a blinding, merciless light. I was 16 years old, and I was afraid, always afraid, a fear that wore me down. I needed help, but I couldn't speak. I was terrified of everything, even thinking.
Wow. So this is, I'm assuming it's...
They said they were taking me to a place where the fear would go away, where I would get better.
Okay, so obviously this is the
I
main
stopped
character.
living in there. They dragged me away and stripped off all my clothes, everything. I tried to explain what was going on in my head. They tied me to the bed for days. I was alone with my nightmares. It wasn't fear anymore. It was madness. And when you're mad, you cease to exist.
So the main character went into the asylum at 16. I don't know when she came out, because obviously they haven't reached that point yet. But
She was my only hope in this hell. I was descending down among the damned. But that woman and her smile kept me alive.
kind of creepy that it's just sitting there. A little too long on the cutscene there, but that's okay. Whoa, then you just wake up in that same bed? Ooh. Yeah, that is definitely some creepy Silent Hill-esque kind of stuff. Alright, we are just cruising along here. In 30 minutes I have already gone through 2 chapters. Alright. Oh, here we go. I guess her last name is Renee. Paternity unknown. Oh, no, her first name. Oh, that's right. And yeah. Okay. Let's transfer. Wow. Paper of your own, like, transfer is still there.
The door is locked from the outside. Here, the doors can only be locked and unlocked from the outside.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, this would make anybody who's stuck in an asylum. Creepiness. Okay.
You can't get out of here. Only the dead can leave this place.
Apparently you got out before. What floor are we on? Oh, okay, so we're still on the ground floor. That door that the cutscene came through was the door that I came in, and then it started the cutscene. Yeah, that's not creepy at all. Looks like I'm moving during this part, apparently. And I guess there are some naked people, so I do apologize out there. We'll try our hardest not to focus on those. Got a doll. It's like, would you ever, like, if you had a traumatic experience that, I mean, excuse me, especially something kind of bad like this, you know, living in an insane asylum or whatever, and actually getting out, like, would you ever want to go back? Like, even for answers. I don't know if I'd ever want to do that.
He laughed, panted, and slobbered all over me. It hurt me when he touched me. I thought I'd suddenly split open with a loud crack, and I would be shattered into pieces. I felt fragile, sick, dirty, degraded. All I could do was clutch Charlotte tightly while Renee obeyed. He was the master in the realm of light. I was being consumed by the evil act I had committed. I threw up and could feel hell getting closer and closer. Those tests the doctors did to me. They said there was something growing inside, and they wanted to drag it out of me.
There's like a little tiny light in there. This poor girl. Definitely like the what we're getting with like care. Oh, well, I can already go outside. Okay, that's kind of. I was interested to see if, like, you know, all the doors to the outside would be locked until, like, everything out was found out or whatever. But yeah, the like pieces of character development so far have been pretty cool. Like, you're kind of interested to, like, I'm at least I'm interested to know why this girl has decided to come back to this asylum and relive through all of these weird memories and bad memories and so I can't get any. I'm trying to press help. I'm not getting any help. So that's okay though. Definitely don't want our hands being held all the way through the game. Okay, those two have locks on them. There's a piece of paper in that one. Alright. Just waiting for that one random creepy thing to happen. Oh, what's this? There we go. Let's see. Jawling's really cool.
He felt accused, hurt. I chased him away. I insulted him. He was proud, handsome. He said things about me to other people, which he shouldn't have said. Mother caught me coming home drunk. She beat me and sent me to speak to Don Gino every day. He came back and tried to speak to me. I think he liked me. Sometimes I sent him packing and I started shouting at him. But other times I embraced him. I held him tight and loved him. But he couldn't bind himself to me. I was 16 and ill. I had no future. I didn't get out of bed for weeks. Then I did things I was ashamed of. I slept with men. The guilt tore at my soul. And the light came back to torture me. I invented stories to justify my actions. I couldn't bear my own weight.
It's interesting. I've seen with both things that I've picked up, like the subtitles down that I've put in the corner do not match up with what is actually written in the book.
Mom found out about it. Her voice split my head. I pushed her away because I was afraid of dying, and I shouted to the whole world what was happening to me, and that I didn't understand. The police arrived, and they carted me away. I remember the onlookers shaking their heads. They would be better off without me, cleansed of shame, with something to talk about for a while.
Alright then. So yeah, obviously this girl has definitely had a very messed up life. It's interesting that it seems like down is for the lights. Still no help from the touchpad.
She stayed with Renee during those terrible medical examinations, and that gave her the strength to survive.
Okay, I'm wondering if she's talking about the friend.
They went to the gynecology ward on the upper floor.
I wonder if there's like that, like, I'm an achievement junkie I mean, especially for games that I don't own or have not played before, but like you know don't hit the help button for like so many times or whatever. Gynecology is 4, so it is this room right here. What is the point of that door right there? Like, that door almost sounds...
August 21st, 1938. Confidential. Dear A, I know what you think about these things, so I'm referring a patient to you, Renee T. This wretched girl got out of control and caused trouble in the grounds. She's almost 3 months pregnant. The nurses should be more alert. I'm examining the girl on the 28th. I'll handle things very carefully, don't worry. We don't want to make matters worse. Then they said that Renee was crazy, and that the illness was all in her head. Careful, little girl, careful. I was scared, and I didn't talk to anyone about the illness. Only her. Not even the other doctor. He never touched Renee. He just wrote things down. You can tell me everything. Don't be afraid, he said. Everything's going to be fine. Do you want to know what I am writing? I note down what I observe in you, everything I see. He didn't hate Renee. He tried to help her, but he rarely examined her in those small surgeries.
Another piece to
The doctor who wrote things down was in Surgery C. June 1935. After much theorizing and practice in clinics for the privileged, the moment for action has finally arrived. Volterra is the right place. It's an avant-garde hospital, the perfect place for a doctor who really wants to make a difference. November 20th. Crossing the threshold of the asylum was similar to entering another dimension. A world of smells, noises, and images which it is almost impossible to imagine, describe, or explain. August 1936. The situation is similar to that in many other institutions. The department is overcrowded. Hundreds of patients are supervised by a handful of nurses who are forced to tie the more distressed ones to their beds or to radiators. They do 24-hour shifts. It's impossible to work like this. We doctors rarely see the...
Okay. Very interesting. I believe what... Surgery C. Stuff on the walls is really cool. It's like people like come after like the... Or I wonder if that's something like she sees in her head.
March 12th, 1938. Renee T., 16 years old. Menstruation at age 12. Housewife. Father unknown. Mother a seamstress. Admitted in observation yesterday morning from Pontedera, accompanied by a police officer authorized by the examining magistrate of the Court of Pisa to be admitted for a psychiatric evaluation, which I have carried out. Medical certificate. Mental illness preceded by warning signs. Has suffered from depression for a year, believing she had tuberculosis. Food deprivation. We can't read this document. It is forbidden. We mustn't. If they find out, there will be trouble.
Oh, so it's like she having a conversation with like herself? Interesting. I was not expecting like, okay.
Have you ever wondered who you are?
What the
Yes,
heck was
of
that?
course you've wondered.
No.
I never had children. I don't think. Let's read it. I must understand. I must remember. She is frightened, hears noises and ghosts,
Weird. Like,
presents serious signs of anxiety,
who is
psychosis,
she talking
suffers from
to?
hallucinations. She is anxious, confused, her expression is distressed, a questioning look as if terrified, disoriented. She feels confused, hears voices shouting in her head. She doesn't understand things properly. She has been feeling unwell for 2 or 3 months. When questioned, she replies, "My mother wants to hurt me. I am always scared of her. She chases me." "Why are you here?" "I argued with my mother and was so upset that I felt like my head was spinning. There was a woman there who wanted to force me into a life of prostitution. They wanted to condemn me to be burned at the stake. Children whispered, called my name." March 16th. She couldn't sleep last night. They wanted to condemn her to be burned at the stake. April 4th. Transferred to the calm ward, still under my supervision. Yes, that's true. The ward where Amara was. Yes, the stake. The children wanted to burn Renee. She had to pay for what she'd done, like witches at the stake.
Wow, it's like, it's really interesting, like the whole. See, and I don't know what those symbols mean.
April 21st. She's more awake this morning and is responding to questions, complains of headaches. She became agitated when she found out her mother was there. She says that one day, many years earlier, she was with a friend of hers and met a man who made her get into a car and took her for a ride. He made her smoke cigarettes and drink liquor, and the man showed her certain things. He tried to hurt her and made her go crazy. She says he promised to marry her and made her swear to keep what had happened a secret. These facts were essentially confirmed by her mother. After that, she became arrogant, impatient, and hostile towards her family, especially her mother. She started taking off her clothes in public. Her moods would swing from laughter to tears. She rants. She pleasures herself. I can't remember these things, only the guilt, the stake. I know I deserved to pay for that guilt. I knew it even then.
Apparently that was a good answer.
She was uncooperative during the examination. She didn't want to be stripped, and her body remained rigid. Voluntary attention almost totally absent. Probable hallucinations. April 25th. Confused ideas, unable to maintain a spontaneous conversation. Reflexes all normal. Reactive pupils. Let's find Amara, and we'll find the full medical records.
First clues, yeah. I'd really like to know what the heck is going on. Probably that's not something I can pick up. The flashlight almost seems pointless. Right, so apparently we gotta go downstairs. else is locked around here? Find this Amara lady, which I believe she... Oh, that's the entrance. That's the main entryway. Okay, I was like, I don't remember there being a door open.
The grounds at the back of the hospital, and then down to the kitchens.
See, it does that every time you ask for a hint. Makes like a piano noise. Can't go out that way.
This is the road we used to take.
How does it feel like she's having a conversation
If it
with
weren't for
herself?
her. In the grounds on that bench in spring, so many days. It was an escape, watching nature around us as she talked and smiled. And then there were the kitchens. Sometimes we stole food and ran back to the bench to eat it in secret, and we laughed. She did things to me. Sometimes she touched me.
Okay.
In the shower, I felt her body against mine for the first time.
Again, do apologize for the nudity.
It was a shiver that warmed my soul. Eyes closed, the light slipped away.
I'm actually kind of surprised, like, for a game like this, like...
She wasn't in the system. He wouldn't let her in. That's it. She must be the key to my memories, to the reasons why.
Just plowing through this. I wonder how many chapters there are. I mean, obviously if it's a game like...
Nature helped me to forget, to escape from the system.
I can walk up the scaffolding. Okay. Oh, can't go very far though.
The scent of spring. The land of light was far away, and we spent the days chatting on the stone benches.
I do apologize. That is right about that time for my little ones to go to bed. And they're fighting it. Keep looking, we gotta find the right bench. Maybe this is it? Yep.
This was our bench. We often went to the kitchens. She sometimes went on her own when things were going well.
These benches are actually kind of cool. Old greenhouse, what it looks like. Just made it seem like the kitchens were back this way, so just gotta keep on going, keep trucking through here. here. And I get a trophy for coming in here. Interesting. I'll definitely have to look at the trophy list when all is said and done. And I mean, games like this can't be like, it's like find this, enter this room, beat the game. Interesting though. Okay, so we are now in the kitchens.
Come on. Come on, let's look everywhere. She must be here, I'm certain.
Yeah, there's definitely like a voice in her head or a ghost or something like as like yeah. Please don't let something weird be in one of these. Let's see. Locked door. Oven that looks like one of those things at like a Starbucks.
Keep looking. We mustn't give up.
Yeah, I'm looking. Crazy voice in my head. Or a lady that is supposedly with us during this entire journey.
Adele, that little girl has been standing motionless in front of the kitchen door for hours. Poor thing, I gave her some candy. She ate it without a word and remained motionless. I don't think she's very well. We used to see her now and again, but now she's always there. I'm going. The doctor's not here. He's coming this afternoon. Try and speak to him.
Okay. Oh, whoa. Okay, well apparently...
Poor thing. Lost in her dreams. She was only a little girl. But nobody gave her a cuddle. They punished her instead. They said she was sick and her dreams were troubling her. They weren't even hers anymore. I need her. But we will find her. We'll find her, won't we? When the water in the shower was cold, we ran away. But when it was hot, then she came to Renee under that cruel white light. I can still feel the shivers her body gave me. Everything must return to how it was. If we recreate that magic, she'll come to us.
I don't know what exactly we're recreating, but cool light. Alright.
Now we have water. We must switch the boiler on.
Oh, that's cool. Okay. Kind of gives like a kitchens, warm baths, laundry. Don't know how to turn these boilers on. Let's see. Oops. Let's get out of the way there. Oh, what was that? Those creepy noises. Alright. Can I do apologize, guys? Yeah, my kids are definitely ready for bed. Don't know how to turn this.
Now we have water. We must switch the boiler on.
This is like the laundry room. Oh. This looks like it's like the laundry room, so... I mean, I thought maybe the boiler would be one of those, but... I sadly have no idea what I'm doing. Okay. Because there's no showers here, so I'm wondering if water. Sweet, 5 out of 8. That's not too bad. Man, if there's only 8 of those like memory things, I mean, this game can't be that long. Let's see if it lets us leave, because if not, then we know we're definitely in the right spot. Yep, doesn't let us leave. So, where do we go? Just turn the broiler or boiler on? I should have meant broiler, which would be one of these weird things, I believe. Okay, none of those work. Memory of the nurses. What's that noise? Sounds like a radio. I know I'm missing something that's probably like right in front of my face. So I'll let you click on that again. That's kind of a bummer. Obviously I just skipped an answer or something that I could have had with the weird voice in my head or whatever. So one of these have to turn on or something. So I was able to turn ward baths, the laundry, kitchens. Let's switch the boiler on. Okay. That thing doesn't have a tag and it doesn't let me read it, so I'm assuming that that's probably just something that... It's just one of those things that you can just keep messing with. Never goes anywhere. Yeah, I can mess with those ones too. Those ones are already on. Okay. So we are missing something somewhere. here we go. Oh, okay. So close. 2 times. Turn the wheel. Don't flip the breaker. Crap, I already flipped the breaker. Apparently you can do them out of order, which is kind of pointless.
Now everything is ready. We can go to the bathrooms. We can go along that narrow corridor in the kitchens. We'll meet her in the showers, yes.
Okay. This weird voice is, definitely excited to see this girl in the shower again. Corridor next to the kitchen, so I'm assuming it's that building, this like weird stone building over here. Maybe not. Just make me wish that there was like a run button, like during parts here.
Now everything is ready. We can go to the bathrooms. We can go along that narrow corridor.
Help. Could have just come right out this way. Back through that building? I don't remember seeing showers. I guess we can look at the map. Let's look at the map here and see. Toilets, toilets. Oh, you know what? There was the showers that were where she had the other memory. 11 and 12, so that's back either way. Alright.
Not in this ward. Not in observation, remember? Let's go to the calm ward.
Well, there's your sign that you were going the wrong way.
Everything's ready. Let's get undressed and leave our clothes on the hooks in the changing rooms.
This is really weird. Changing rooms. Oh, there's the changing room over here. Oh, what's this? Alright, 6 out of 8. We'll go back through and read the other ones that we missed here and after a little bit. Need to know where these changing rooms are. Yeah. I feel like this girl is just a tiny, tiny bit insane. Because, yeah, it's just... like, there's nobody here. And, yeah, she just took her clothes off. Wow.
Let's turn the water on now, and everything will be as before.
Trying to recreate a memory of somebody who's not there. Don't know how the water gets turned on. Wow. Switch. Oh, that's interesting. Very interesting concept. Seems like all the water like comes out at once. So I'm gonna turn around. Yep, I was gonna say there's somebody that's standing there. If you were watching this afterward, there will be a warning, so I do...
Amara was everything I could have been, but she no longer existed.
Did not read it.
I'd have loved to erase
in
everything
a
I did,
first-person horror
but
game.
instead I always went ahead and did it again. It was my fault, and she disappeared from my life.
Not like whatever she's referring to, but like the actual name of the darkness. It's like a shell.
They gave you injections there, which made your body and soul tremble violently. A whirlwind of anguish and unbearable pain. I lived in terror of the next time. They had taken me upstairs to that ward where no one wanted to go.
All right. So we get upstairs, we will look and see at the names of the different wards, probably psycho or psychiatric or some kind of name like that. Let's see. Oh, the semi-agitated ward. That will be to our left here. And the door opened on its own.
When there was too much chaos, they closed all the windows and the door. They turned off the lights, and it was pitch black. Some people fell asleep. Some others stopped seeing their demons and became more calm. Montefoscoli, December 20th, 1941. Dear Director, could you please let me know how my daughter, your patient Renee T., is getting along? I've written to my daughter several times, but have received no reply. I'm very worried, particularly as I've been ill for some time and have not been well enough to come and visit her. Please kindly let me know when it will be possible for me to bring my daughter home. Your humble servant, Ada T. Bring this letter to the attention of Dr. C so he can assess the potential discharge of the patient.
I mean, I don't ever visited a psychiatric ward here now, all the time now, but you know, back during these times, they seemed like they were horrible, I mean, just to say the least. It's crazy to know that, like, some people actually, you know, come out of it, you know, out of their terrible experiences better, we're able to, like, you know, live fulfilling lives and stuff like that, but it's just sad to know. One of these doors must unlock. Must have been your character or the other character that is talking to her ward. What's going on here? Maybe there's something missing. Electroshock therapy, I think. So I guess this flashlight does come in handy for certain situations, but I'm not quite sure exactly what I'm supposed to be looking for here. So we're gonna ask for help again.
Let's look for Renee's room in the slightly agitated ward.
Okay. So we're assuming this has to be her room. So the only one that we have open access to. Locked. Means I am missing something. Is that going right? 7 is for surgeries. And it looks like there's like another hallway. Comes back. Like you would have to turn around, like it doesn't go all the way through. Oh, excuse me, apologize. And there's not. That's weird. There's obviously the hallway back here that leads to the baths. Like there's supposed to be another hallway. Maybe one of these doors like leads to that hallway. We just don't have access to it. And it's gotta be something in that open room. Oh, you know what? She mentioned something about the doors being closed. Yeah, I bet you have to do that. Close the doors.
jacket on you. They gave you a cold shower. They suffocated you with a sheet. They tied you to the bed. They tied me to the bed.
So who is this other person?
A woman died next to me, choked by her own vomit. She was tied down because she wouldn't stop pleasuring herself. I can still hear her death rattle. I screamed, but nobody came. Everybody screamed in there, all of them.
I saw her now.
It was then I saw the doll, which wasn't Charlotte. No, she wasn't Charlotte.
Doll. Okay. That's creepy.
The past came back to hurt me again. In the loneliness of that crowded ward, he brought it with him. I thought I would never see him again. He'd come to remind me who I was. That's what my mother used to do. That's what I had done. It seems that my life in here was just a repeat of what it had been outside. The doll, the fear, the shame. I'd have loved to erase everything I did, but instead I always went ahead and did it again.
Chapter 9. Somebody's gonna come and unlock that door. Oh, I didn't see this.
Montefoscoli, November 12th, 1939. My dear daughter, it is with great sadness that I heard what happened. Your transfer and your sufferings are a cause of great worry for me. It will take time, but you'll see, things will improve. They'll treat you and you'll get better again. I pray a lot, every day. Write to me often, and tell me if you need anything. I promise I'll do what I can. Try to be strong. Mom.
La mama.
This is the last letter she wrote to me. Once I was put into this ward, I was overwhelmed by loneliness. After that medical examination, I received no more letters from Mom. Why is that man here? Why doesn't she come to see me? Did I make a mistake? It didn't seem like she wanted to abandon me. What did I do wrong? I'd like to be able to reply to her again now, to change things.
Oof. These are some hard choices for sure. I'm gonna go with that answer. Okay. Again, I don't know what those mean.
Perhaps she would have listened to me. Will she reply?
A little bit of lag going on there. Dang. Like, this isn't a super old game, so I'm kind of surprised by the amount of lag that goes on. Like going from one cutscene to another. I would not know where to take these. I really don't want to get a hint, because I feel like the hints kind of hold your hand as you play through this. Oh yeah, see, this goes down to that other hallway. Now that all the other doors are open, we'll double check and make sure we didn't miss anything, since we are only... Yeah, it's creepy. Let's not do that. Yeah, since we're only 2 items away from getting the entire journal done. Let's see. There's something in this room. Didn't really look. Old school, like, TV computer monitor looking thing. It almost kind of looks like the computer's out of Fallout. Wow, that's a lot of bad things. There we go. Let's get those doors fully open. Looks like that might be another one. Yep, 7 out of 8. Sweet. I wonder if the drawings are like real, like from the real stories of like the inspirations of this game, or if they're just really good. Alright, so we checked everything in there. Let's see. iClinic 10 just doesn't have a thing. Patient storeroom. Oh, let's get a hint.
The letters were sent to the archive. It was their job to post them.
The archive. Patient storeroom and archive. Okay, it's down on the other end of the hall. What the heck are these for? Nightmare image. Okay, those doors are locked. I feel like we're like really close to beating this game. So I'm definitely wanting to look for that last. Oh, which might be right there. There it is. Alright. Perfect. Complete works of Ren, which I'm pretty sure it's Renee. Which, go through and read that whole thing, or the ones that we missed. Creepy memories, man. Like,
When you were sent to a lunatic asylum, you lost the right to possess anything. Everything you arrived with was packed up and stored here, even the clothes you were wearing, in case you were released one day, but far too many never left.
okay. Oh, PQ. RST. There we go. That's probably the one I need to get into, because... Oops. So last name was T. Wow. That's kind of weird. It won't let me close that one. Interesting.
Dear Mother, please, I beg you, get me out of this place. I'm so frightened here. You were right. I know I was wrong. I understand. I'm so ashamed. If only you knew how much. But now I'll behave myself, I promise. Now things will be fine. I'll work hard. I'll be very good. Your daughter, Renee. This letter. It was Renee's letter, just as she wrote it back then. But it was never sent. Why? Why did this happen? I received your letter, Mom. You tell me to be patient and strong, while I only feel fear and pain. And you don't write to me anymore. If only these words could be my soul, I'd tell you what was happening to me. The kids want to kill me. They all look the other way and tell me what to do. I don't understand. She helps me, but what have they done to her? Can you tell me? Will you help me? Renee.
Or was that just another letter that never got sent? Okay, yeah, I'm guessing it's just letters that never got sent out, or not delivered.
Montefoscoli, July 7th, 1940. My dear daughter, I have received no news from you. You have not contacted me in months. I'm sorry, but I don't have the money to come and visit you. Do you remember Mr. Onofrio? He'll soon be in Volterra for business. I've asked him if he would be kind enough to ask the director for some news about you. I hope he'll bring me some good news when he returns. But please write to me. I know that I was strict with you. You have to forgive me. I didn't think. I've given Mr. Onofrio a new doll for you. You told me that you lost yours.
My kids are coming to say
I
goodnight.
know you loved it so much. It's
Hey,
not
buddy.
as nice as your Charlotte,
Come here.
but I hope that
Say
it will
goodnight.
comfort you nonetheless.
Nothing scary going on.
Keep your chin up, darling. Everything will be fine.
Say hi to everybody out there.
Mom.
Say hi. Say hi. I don't know if they can pick you up on the mic, but...
Montefoscoli, October 12th, 1940.
Can't say no?
My dear
Say
daughter,
hi.
I've written
Wait for
2
the camera.
letters to you
No.
and have received no reply. Every day,
All right, buddy.
I'm anxiously waiting for
I
a
love
letter.
you so much.
Mr. Onofrio's back. He brought you the doll.
And my daughter is trying to grab
Do
my
you
rock
like
band
it?
drumsticks. As she
He told me
always
he
does.
was unable to speak to the director,
Say
but
hi.
managed to see you. I pray for you every day.
I know,
Even
buddy.
Don
I know.
James
He
said a
is
prayer
not
for you
happy
during
at all.
Sunday Mass. Isn't that nice?
He is not
I've
happy
made
at
up my
all.
mind, Renee.
He doesn't
I'm
want to
bringing
leave.
you home.
Say hi.
I've already written to the director. I told him that I'll take care of you.
All right, guys.
I'm not
Say
very
hi
well
to
at the
everybody
moment
out there,
and
Lydia.
can't work. But I'll get better soon, you'll see.
Say hi. All right,
and
guys.
as soon as I can make
Bedtime.
the journey, I'll come and fetch you.
Yeah.
I know you're suffering a lot.
He
But
does
please
not
be
want to
strong.
leave.
I beg you.
Night, buddy. It's okay.
Mom will come to fetch Renee, won't she? Mom is
all right.
good, but
Good
she's
night,
not well.
buddy.
That's why that man came. The doll.
Yeah,
Renee
my
could
son
have
does
played
not like
with
to
it
go to
while
bed.
she was
That
waiting
is like his
for her
number
to
one
arrive.
thing. Like
But Renee didn't have it with her.
every night, even just for like a couple minutes,
Is it one
he
of
always
Mom's lies?
screams.
She knew that she'd hurt Renee and...
He's just
No, Mommy's good.
wants to stay up
That
and
man brought it.
hang out with Mom and Dad.
We've just remembered who he is, haven't we? It was Renee who was wrong. The doll's here. I know that for sure. Perhaps she's been abducted like all the others and is locked up here somewhere.
Man, this chick is having like crazy conversations with herself. Looks like a pack of smokes. Alright. Yeah, letters that never got sent. Like, that's...
Let's look for the second doll. It'll be among the bundles of the patient's belongings.
Oh, okay. Well, glad we didn't go too far. Alright, there's gonna be a doll around here somewhere. In the cabinets. Can't see up there, so... Can't open those. Don't remember seeing a doll on the shelves or anything. Pack of matches. Don't see a doll anywhere. Correspondence. I already checked those. Oh, there we go. Is this something like I can like move and climb up? Apparently not. Apparently it's just something they can move. Just to get it out of the way. Okay, why did she look up there? There we go. Okay. Oh, that's why I didn't see a doll, because it's... in the package right there.
Now we can open the bundle on that table in front of the window. You see? Mom was good. I was bad. Mom was worried about Renee and Charlotte. I abandoned Charlotte. We've abandoned her.
So confused. Alright, well, we're in chapter 10.
May the Lord guide your path and keep you from sin. Mom.
Okay.
Let's look for Charlotte. We have abandoned her. Will she still be where we abandoned her, under the warm lights?
Abandoned? Like, it's such a harsh word. Like, I would have used the word left. Like, we left her there. Of course the doll... Oh, it's... Wait, is that the same doll? Yeah. It's like, that would have been creepy if it was, like, some other doll. something. It's kind of cool. Like, at least to me, I thought I only heard that.
I didn't do anything. I just obeyed orders. I only obeyed orders. Charlotte has gone away. Mom will come and get us. She loves us, even though we're bad. Orders. Leave us alone. I didn't do anything. I only obeyed orders. Mom will come and get us now. I didn't do anything. I only obeyed orders. Even though we're bad. Mom won't leave us alone. I didn't do anything. Charlotte gone away. I only obeyed orders. Mom will come and get us now. She loves us, even though we're bad. I didn't do anything. I only obeyed orders.
Little kids' voice. There are a ton of women in the ward, man. Like, they did not care about not having enough space, did they? Shock therapy room, if I remember right. Yeah. It's crazy. That back then, like, shocking the crap out of somebody with cure of mental illness. Creepy. What's that? Wow, they put like a thing so, yeah, that she would chew on. They would like administer the bolts or whatever. I couldn't imagine playing this in VR. It'd probably be even more intense. I was gonna say, that cannot be where this ends. Okay, so now we have all of the book pages.
My name is Renee. They told me that I have to write this diary, but I don't feel like it. It's not true that I feel better when I write. Actually, it's worse. I was a shy girl, and I just wanted to be like the others. But that's not what happened. No. I did things that, when I think about them now, eventually brought me here.
Wet light.
Everything started with that damned light. It happened for the first time when I was still a little girl. I was 6 or 7. I was walking outside school when suddenly the noise started to melt into an indistinct rumble. The light increased out of all proportion and everything lost its meaning. I could no longer recognize anything. Objects, people, words, not even myself. I felt fear as a physical sensation. It prevented me from moving, from swallowing, from breathing. After God knows how long, everything went back to normal, but a new fear replaced the old one. Different but terrible, of the light coming back. And it did come back. I didn't tell anyone about the light.
It's interesting that in the
I knew
journal,
that something
light is
terrible was
capitalized,
happening
but
to
in
me.
the suburb,
I thought
in
that
the
I would
subtitles
die,
it's
and the
not.
shame I felt was so deep that an uncontrollable restlessness took over me. I was afraid when other people were nearby. I saw fingers pointed at me, mouths laughing, condemning me. I tried to be alone. I would sit down on the ground and, curled up in the dark, I would repeat a word, any word, in continuation. This helped me not to think, not to lose myself. I would spend entire days like this, hoping that my mother would ignore me. Her compassionate words hurt me and terrorized me even more, and so I had to. Shout and shout and shout those words. After a few days,
That's a cool drawing.
I remember a recurring dream from that time. I used to have plenty of nightmares, but this particular one was so real that even today, I ask myself whether it could have possibly been just a dream. I was in bed, enveloped by the warmth of the blanket, in the dark, about to succumb to sleep, when I heard the bedroom door open. I turned to face the wall and did not have the courage to turn around. I only saw a shadow cast against the wall by the light filtering in through the door. Then I heard the door close again, and I thought that it might have been my mother who, before going to bed, used to peep in to see whether I was sleeping. However, there was no time to breathe a sigh of relief, for footsteps approached the bed, and I heard the sound of breathing close by. Fear paralyzed me from head to toe. The blankets were pulled back. I remember the chill of fresh air on my spine. Someone sat on the bed, and I trembled. Then the dream finished. The light often came when I was at school, turning my fellow pupils into puppets that would terrorize me. To me they appeared transformed, with the bloodied heads of animals stuck where their own heads should have been. I would curl up on the floor and would even wet myself. The teacher would try to console me and would smile at me, but her teeth and her eyes would terrify me even more. Things did change. I don't know why, perhaps during the second or third year of school. It was more or less in the same period that I became friends with Bruna. I remember the sensation of joy I experienced when I felt almost normal. The light isn't coming. The dreams have gone, and I have a real friend, one who speaks to me. I would repeat this to myself proudly while looking in the mirror, where I no longer saw an embarrassing reflection. It seemed to me that the world was a difficult place, but it was no longer impossible. Bruna. I did not understand what Bruna saw in me, especially as she was almost 2 years older than me. I would tell her this every now and then, and she would joke about it, saying, "Nothing. I don't see anything in you, which is what I like about you." And then she would hug me. But one day, she was sad and pensive, and said to me, "You and I are the same. Don't be fooled. You are reserved and honest, and I'm not. But that's the only difference between us. The only one." Then she began to cry. I was struck by the perception in her words, but only today, after re-examining my past, do I understand what she meant. I no longer considered my body as something disgusting and ill. Far from it. I began to look at myself, to caress myself, and smell my own skin. I began to explore and experiment, finding physical pleasure. My ideas were not very clear, and I never spoke to anyone about these things. Bruna, however, spoke about them. She boasted about her love stories and her young men. To my eyes, she was very lucky, always being wooed. By marvelous, generous, and kind boys. Thus, I fantasized about her adventures, pretending that I was the main protagonist. But how could I ever be like her? Occasionally I recall that she had black and blue marks on her body, but I was so naive that I did not understand. I did not put two and two together. It was Don Gino who explained things to me a few years later. He told me about Bruna's father and brother, but I was already very ill. The light had returned, and that thing made me suffer even more.
Capitalize that there. That's weird.
It was my world, and it was crumbling. When I spoke to Bruna about it, she turned her head away and was silent for a long time. Prince Charming doesn't exist, Renee. At least not for us. I was 14 years old. I didn't think it was possible for a boy to look at me and desire me. When he asked me if I wanted to go for a walk, I didn't say anything. I didn't even have the courage to look at him. Things improved for a number of years. Then, suddenly, everything came crashing down.
I think we're...
One evening I came home drunk, and the following morning a terrible crisis overcame me, all of a sudden. What had I done? I was terrified. I thought I'd lost my sight. The light burned my eyes from inside. The memories of the previous day emerged in bursts, images, flashes, which unleashed something monstrous inside me. Repetition of words was no longer sufficient. Now there was a voice in my head which repeated them louder than I did, and they were words of accusation and blame. So I covered my ears and shouted and hit my head against the wall and threw up.
Oh my gosh.
I remember the doctor, the wall filthy with blood and vomit. My mother wasn't looking at me. Bruna was crying but trying to hide it. Charlotte was beside me. I never told anyone what had happened. He came to visit me, but I refused to see him. I became agitated. I think he liked me, even though things turned out badly. In that period, I began to suffer from memory loss. The few things I learned didn't please me at all. He told me that I was looking for him. It was all my fault. Bruna told me that sometimes I got drunk. People in the village gossiped about me. Sometimes I was covered in black and blue marks. I didn't realize what was happening to me, what I was doing. I was no longer in control of my life. From my...
Read that one.
But he couldn't bind himself to me. I was 16 and...
So that one, I read that one. I read that one. Alright, cool. So now we're completely... So, I don't understand. See, there's the things down on the bottom. But I don't... I mean, it looks like we're almost all the way through this game, so... Blood marks.
What was that doctor writing, sitting at his desk?
Here's some more.
September 7th, 1938. The patient frequently indulges in recriminations expressed in an explosive tone of voice. This morning she threw away the milk, saying it was full of urine, spittle, and all kinds of other filth. Crazed, she hears voices that order her to do things. She says she heard children singing and that they were locked up in a school. January 20th, 1939. Introverted, dazed, cannot focus on anything. When questioned and stimulated, she starts crying and weeping. At other times, she laughs. June 1st. Apathetic. Eats very little. She refuses to be touched. Does not respond. Spends her time in the grounds. The cooks report that she sits on a bench in front of the kitchens. October 14th. Return of impulsive behavior. This morning she asked for 2 eggs to make zabayoni, but when she got them, she threw them up in the air. Excited, clamorous, slightly confused. Takes her clothes off. December 8th. Tied to bed for 15 days. High-spirited, tends to make witty comments and use vulgar words. Laughs hysterically and pleasures herself. The nurses report that about 2 weeks ago she remained in the showers on her own and didn't want to leave. They said that when they took her away, she swore at them and then lashed out and bit them. 2 nurses had to be treated for their injuries.
So I wonder if she, like,
They've kept her
got a
tied to the
girl
bed
that
since then.
exists.
Transferred to the slightly agitated ward, from the care of Dr. B to the care of Dr. C. I was with Amara in the showers. My memories are terrifying. They're not real, are they?
This is a hard choice. I don't know what to
December
answer.
15th. Dr. C. Patient notes. The abnormality of her psychic state has induced her to lead a life which is irregular and tends towards delinquency. Of fickle and flighty character, she regularly discards her household duties and engages in occasional prostitution. Delinquency? Prostitution? Renee? It seems so strange, unreal. It can't be true. And Amara? She loved us and would tell us everything. She wouldn't hide anything from us. Her mental deficiency makes her deaf to the reprimands of her family. She has shown suicidal tendencies. She was brought to the ward yesterday, agitated and hysterical. treated with Cardiazol, 2 injections a week for 5 weeks. They were only trying to confuse us with the therapy, and my God, they succeeded. It was as if they wanted to instill the madness into us. It was torture, but we had no choice. Nobody explained anything. No one tried to help us understand. We were like farm animals. June 2nd. After a long period of calm and improvement, the patient is very agitated today and vehemently refuses to submit to a gynecological examination. She swears and curses those helping her, flailing her arms and hitting them. According to reports by Dr. B, the patient has been subjected to periodic checkups since she had a spontaneous abortion about 2 years ago in her 3rd month of pregnancy. Conception occurred after she had sexual intercourse with a stranger who sneaked into the hospital grounds. Details are contained in the charges filed at police headquarters in Volterra, a copy of which is attached to these clinical notes. ES therapy. A spontaneous abortion? It's not true. I can't believe it. How could I have invented things if I didn't even know what they were doing to me? And the stranger in the grounds, I don't remember. Was that another lie? Or was another memory removed? God, my head. The other Renee? The one the doctor talked about? The evil one who made you feel ill? The prostitute? The delinquent? The manic one? And what was she called? June 13th. The nurses report that she descended into a state of great mental confusion after receiving her mother's letter. She threw her soup over another inmate because she was very anxious, and then punched a nurse. Impulsive, flails about her. She rails against the doctor in vulgar terms while he is examining her, lashes out and spits. Block all correspondence to give the patient no further reason to become agitated. August 20th, tied to bed. The nurses report that the patient is extremely agitated after the visit of a relative or family friend. 2 days later, she is still shouting all the time that he commands her, that she must obey and harm herself, and that she is not Charlotte. All visits forbidden, constrained to bed, and intensification of ES therapy until we achieve results. No contact with the outside. That way nobody knew what was happening within these walls. Calm down. You must be calm. Don't get agitated. We'll make you calm down. Is that the only thing that matters? Is tranquility worth the price of not living? March 3rd. Alert, correct attitude, replies when questioned. The nurses report that the patient is calm. She washes and looks after herself. She affirms the existence of a certain Amara. She says that Amara is a patient who disappeared when she was moved to this ward. No confirmation. Probably a regressive hallucination. Evaluate transfer. Did I imagine Amara? That's not possible. She was there. I know she was there. I feel it. She must have left some traces of her presence. We can look for her things in the storeroom containing the bundles of the patient's belongings on the upper floor.
I'm still on the upper floor, right? Yes. I don't think there's an Amara here.
These are Amara's things, I'm certain. Amara, there she is. She existed. She really did exist. There she is, my friend. Here we are together. How could I have imagined for a single moment that she never existed? March 12th, 1938. The young girl Renee arrived today. Poor thing, she was terrorized. You see, she remembers the first time we met. I talked to her mother, the dear lady, and she expressed her fears to me, and I promised I'd keep an eye on her daughter. The lady told me her daughter's doll had been taken away, and this worried her, because when she becomes depressed, as she is now, Renee barricades herself in her room and can't communicate. The doll becomes her voice, eyes, and ears. Dr. B said I'll soon get out of here. I'm sorry. I'm so sad to leave Renee. I won't be able to protect her anymore. My poor friend. She was hoping to be able to get out of here, but nobody ever leaves this place. That poor girl is really ill. I am the only one she ever speaks to. I told her I was leaving, and she stared at me, saying that I would never leave. It was quite unnerving, and then she started to cry. I felt like crying too. She didn't say anything else. What worries me is that I'm sure that terrible man is watching her. He was the one who brought her here, and of all the good people, why did it have to be him? She knew. I told her everything. She knew about that man. But I instructed a nurse friend of mine to keep an eye on her, and I'm sure she will, because she's a good woman. Her friend the nurse. I vaguely remember. She worked on this ward.
Let's see. says she worked on this ward, so 13 nurses room 2. Here.
She worked mostly in the Maragliano pavilion. Let's get out of here and find that pavilion. She was there and nothing could frighten me anymore.
Is it starting to get dark outside? Interesting. Southern Pavilion. Barricade's gone. Interesting. This comes back around to the kitchens. Okay.
Maragliano was a different pavilion nearby. Let's follow the signs. Signs for that. Sign she's talking about. There's one of them. Button make you move a little bit quicker. Just like this. Okay, so not the pavilion I'm supposed to go to.
didn't realize, like, there's gonna be a ton of locations and stuff like that. Okay. Well, maybe that was the place I was supposed to go. I just didn't click the right button or something, because it's a dead end over here, too.
She's kind to everyone, even me. I felt a little better when I saw her. The sick children laughed and played with her. Not even they could frighten me. Don't annoy Renee. She's a princess here. Didn't you know? She told stories. She said there was a war out there. But they stared at me and frightened me. They would come to look for me in the evening, and then no one would have protected me. Not even you, Charlotte. Am I right?
Needless to say, I'm really confused. I don't know. Association. Alright. Car that just passed by.
Let's follow the hearse until we reach the graveyard.
Feels like it's like coming to a head. I'm having to walk all the way back to where it came from. Unless it just like magically puts me back, you know, where I came. is probably in the coffin.
My God, I did it. It was me.
Interesting. What? So confused.
Belle figlie, Madame Adoreo, quante belle figlie. Se son belle me le tengo, Madame Adoreo, se son belle me le tengo. Il re ne domanda una, Madame Adoreo, il re ne domanda una. Che cosa ne vuol fare, Madame Adoreo, che cosa ne vuol fare? La vuole maritare, Madame Adoreo, la vuole maritare. Con chi la mariterebbe, Madame Adoreo, con chi la mariterebbe? Con uno spazzacamino, Madame Adoreo, con uno spazzacamino. E come la vestirebbe, Madame Adoreo, e come la vestirebbe? Di stracci e di toppe, Madame Adoreo, di stracci e di toppe. Uscite dal mio castello, Madame Adoreo, uscite dal mio castello. Oh, quante belle figlie, Madame Adoreo, quante belle figlie. Se sono belle me le tengo, Madame Adoreo, se sono belle me le tengo. Uscite dal mio castello, Madame Adoreo, uscite dal mio castello. Quante belle figlie,
Trippy, trippy.
quante belle figlie. Se sono belle me le tengo, Madame Adoreo, se sono belle me le tengo. Il re ne domanda una, Madame Adoreo, il re ne domanda una. Che cosa ne vuoi fare, Madame Adoreo, che cosa ne vuoi fare?
We're just supposed to keep walking and check these doors. I saw somebody in the back. Oh, that's weird. It won't let you like totally turn back around. Turning into prison cells. Still no idea what the heck is going on.
My schoolmates, when the light's there.
Oh, one of 17. Holy cow.
Renee's kind to Don Gino, but he always frightens me.
Oh, here's specific, isn't that a specific order? There are like 3 different paths. I see a drawing over here, so I might as well go to it.
A cat goes into my mouth and eats me from inside. At least you can't see what's happening.
Okay. so it looks like some of the paths like do actually come back together and intertwine. That's good. Especially since Dad had like 17 drawings.
Don Juno knows everything. He speaks to God and he tells him lots of things. We learned so many things at school, and so we have to attend. How would we get on if we didn't? I do a lot of bad things. I don't tell anyone, but Mom knows just the same.
I kind of have a picture of like what's going on to like better understand, but I'm still pretty confused.
A blackbird's eating my head. That's why it hurts so much.
Okay. That's psychotic.
My baby Charlotte is so beautiful, and she's so good. But Renee isn't.
Figure out like if you're playing the mom who had a kid, and then excuse me, apologize. Yeah, I'm really lost the whole like who you were playing. If you were actually playing Renee, or if you were playing. Found that one. It seems like you eventually like can come back around to the very beginning if you don't take the right path. So that's something to be on the lookout for. So the final one over there is where I came out back at the beginning. Stinking noises. Wow. Okay. Yeah, back up at the beginning again. Okay. So, yeah, I feel like we are pretty darn close to the end here.
I'm not like the others, Mom. Why not?
Here and see if there's anything. Not. Just turn that back around. Oh, there's a painting over there.
Mr. Onofrio is very kind and helps us. If he's not here, I have good reason to be afraid.
7 more. Cool, so I know that this was the path that led us to our next one. And there was a fork in the path. Actually, I think there was 2 ways. Yeah, so we went up, so I'll continue. Send into hell over here.
There are a lot of them. They want to hurt me. They fly. Even Charlotte can't help me. Mom works so hard because I have to eat, or I won't grow.
Two become one. Two are like the same. Interesting. Continue down this path. Let's see. Just a few paintings / drawings away. Don't know if that's the end. Thank you for staying with me through this. In all honesty, I was not expecting to play all the way through this. Didn't realize this game was that short. What is it? I don't know what's... I'm hearing birds. I don't have access to my flashlight. Can't pause now. I'm just continuing to...
What's happened?
Oh, because I didn't
What
find
is
them all.
this place? Maybe I'm dead.
Oh,
I can't see any light. Maybe I am dead.
I liked at least the beginning.
I can't get up. What's going on? What's happening to me?
I really hope I just didn't, like, somehow
There's
loop
no one here.
the game all over
But
again.
these noises.
I'm sorry. It pulls like a ghosting goblin's like, sorry, you
My
didn't
head is
find
killing me.
all the paintings, so you have to start
I
over.
can't keep my eyes open.
Very interesting. Yeah, we will see what's going on. I'm kind of confused pretty much throughout this whole entire game. Like, I just want to know if, like, this person is, like, actually mentally ill. Oh, okay. I guess it's not all the way over yet. Couldn't see the person that was pushing you. Elevator? Okay. Interesting. Still don't know. Pushing or pulling at this point. I guess I'm just kind of like, I guess my big thing is like this game's called The Town of Light. The character claims about like being possessed by the light or like having like the light orbits her. Obviously, there's another chapter. Wow. Alright. I have no idea what all that was about.
My medical file again. I don't want to know. I don't want to know anymore. There's only confusion.
Yes.
There were
Yes,
some
yeah,
who had
that's the
scarcely
keepers.
seen me. They thought they knew me and understood what was happening to me and could decide about my life.
Okay, well, I guess we cannot click it. So I guess we are back in the building. How we got over here, I have no idea. How we leave is even more of a question. Go. All came crashing down. Here? Entities or something? But we gotta play that.
Once more, I feel like I'm on the edge of an abyss. What a horrible feeling. My paranoia is hammering at the gates. Everything is exploding, and in the end, I know they will enter and destroy me in a matter of seconds. I won't be here for much longer, but in my personal hell, consumed by fear, which will be directed violently outwards. When you're not well, I mean, in your head, when you're crazy, I mean, what else am I? Well, that's that. I can't speak or move anymore. I find it hard to swallow. I can't eat. Then it passes, I feel better. Like now, perhaps. Then the anxiety returns and I can't sleep. I can't stop the intrusive thoughts, one after the other, relentlessly. I suffer from memory lapses. Yes, there are periods I don't remember anything about, and I don't know what it means. It first started when I was with my fiancé, and Bruna was there. They said I did certain things, you know. I'm too embarrassed to talk about them. But I think that's the reason I'm here, isn't it? But I don't do any of those things now, do I? Please tell me. And, send me home. I'm sure I'm okay, and I so want to go home. But nobody comes to visit me. Why? Do you know?
Did he just let that thing keep going, or what? Okay. Gives a little bit more context. So obviously the character was engaged when she knew Bruna. Or possibly engaged. Like at this point, I don't know what is real or isn't anymore. That's her? Yeah. suddenly it like just sit there. Just doesn't do anything. Apparently not. Okay then. Film, nothing really seemed to happen. Cool stamp. Cool bust. Those headphones? Oh no, it's a phone, like just a phone.
August 28th,
Oh, I was like, is it gonna give
1942.
me subtitles?
We hereby notify you of the death of Ada T., mother of Renee T., a patient in your institution. No known relative. Sincerely yours, Onofrio P. I have no one left in the world. Nobody at all. Solitude is very strange. It muffles everything, slows it down. It's an endless scream that makes no sound. A silent scream. I can't stop looking at myself. I will never leave this place. There is nobody out there for me. These walls have become my skin, and the wretched desperation within them is my soul without a voice. Here, nobody weeps anymore. How I would love to feel life, desperation, anger. I've stopped dreaming, daydreaming, maybe even thinking. I've lived in a reality which has corroded me and has stripped me of everything, even my ability to feel pain.
Darn it, I wanted to use the elevator. It's kind of a cool, interesting looking elevator. Placement doors. Don't have my flashlight anymore. Oh, that's why I can't use the elevator, because it doesn't really exist. That makes more sense. Hey dude, it's been going pretty good. I've been streaming for a little under 3 hours. I think I'm actually almost done with this game, if you can believe it. I mean, at least I think I am. Yeah, it's a very slow-paced game. Obviously, like, I was a little... I guess I thought this game would be a little bit more jump scare, but it's more like makes you think, because like in all honesty, like the storyline, I have no idea what the hell is going on. Yeah, creepy things like that happen, but yeah. So I have no hint available to tell me where I'm supposed to go. I'm just gonna keep walking towards this door.
May
Oh,
5th,
there we go.
1943. Renee's state of health is good. She is eating and speaking. Her spatial and temporal orientation is good. Therapy suspended. December 3rd. She calmly asks if she can leave the hospital. Evaluate patient for 6 months. May 2nd, 1944. Discharge denied despite a favorable psychiatric opinion. The patient has no home or means of support.
actually walking a little bit faster, which is kind of interesting.
May 4th. The reasons why discharge is impossible are explained, and this is how Renee learns of her mother's death 2 years after the fact.
Oh, wow. That would suck. Oh.
May 5th. She tried to kill herself in the night by hanging herself with a sheet, saved by the nurses.
Creepy. Okay.
Restrained to her bed, she once more tried to kill herself by suffocation. The decision has been taken to perform a transorbital lobotomy.
Oh my god. So she had like another mental break. Like, that's really sad. Well, I guess I'm going to experience it. Oh, wow. Okay, well, there's the achievement called The End. The use of lobotomy spread rapidly in Italy compared to other original technique, pioneer, blah, blah, blah. First form of transorbital lobotomy, later approved by Dr. W.J. Freeman. The operation involved gaining access to the frontal lobes of the brain by sawing through the orbit bone, then damaging the lobes by means of alcohol or formaldehyde injection, or using a special instrument. Contrary to what was often thought, the patients did not always receive invaluating damage, although this was often the case. It was awarded with the Nobel Prize for Medicine. The therapy gradually fell into disuse after the discovery. Yeah, because too many people were becoming pretty much vegetables. Kind of like the end of Sucker Punch. If you've never seen the movie Sucker Punch, people definitely go out there and watch it. It's one of my all-time favorite movies. But I just gave you away the ending, so I don't know if you want to watch it now. Try to break out. Like, I don't understand the whole need for this. Like, why am I the doctor now? I don't want to do this. Ugh. It's creepy to watch. Can't believe that like some scientist like was given a Nobel Prize for this. Like, I mean, I get that the thing didn't say that there was. I mean, there were people that didn't have damage. But it's like, it's crazy. I mean, I'll probably need to further research the whole thing.
10th of June, 1944. Operation successful. Patient tranquil and collaborative. Motor coordination capacity reduced, but she's improving. Transferred to the tranquil department in the care of Dr. B. 25th of October. He continues to talk about Amara and her doll, Charlotte. The disturbances of motor capacity show slight signs of improvement. Difficulty walking, not capable of riding, and the nurses report that they have to help her dress, wash, and feed herself. In the summer of 1944, Renee was transferred back into my department. Aware of little, indifferent, hardly ever spoke. One day, she said, "When I find the courage to look at myself in the mirror, I see a young face which is aged and looks at me full of fear." She is a woman now who has changed profoundly compared to the girl that I had under my care several years ago. Only the sadness of her gaze and her intelligence are unchanged. She's so young, just 23 years old, but is lacking all vitality. Perhaps her condition may improve, but probably not. Her life has been thrown away. And nobody did a thing to try to avoid this.
So here you live above my mind. I wish
I wonder if that was actual real, because I may not know this is like based on real stuff, so I'm curious if that was like a real doctor's like notes.
soon I'll meet you, I'll become the one you love.
It's like you're just like recollecting. Like, it's so weird. Like that, I'm really confused on like who the character that you're playing is, because you relive all these memories.
Wings and we're
And then it's like this like
looking for
the
ourselves.
whole
The time is endless. It
questionnaire
can't
thing that
take
goes on throughout the game. It's like when you get a question wrong, like is this like the default ending, or
I will find you.
definitely will be looking into that, but
I will find you.
very interesting indeed.
I will find you.
Of course, they have to have a creepy
I will
ending
find you.
song.
I will find you. Our home on earth.
Well, guys, thank you for sticking around with me. Thank you for checking this out later.
I
I was not expecting to play through this entire game in one sitting. This is probably the first time I've done this for any game in a really, really long time. I probably didn't say it earlier, but I do apologize about the lighting. I don't do this very often. I'm just gonna do this for fun. So, but it kind of fits the Halloween theme. But hopefully next time I stream it, I'll have a little bit better lighting scheme going on. I gotta put like a light like that faces this way. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. That was the Town of Light. If you feel like you want to play back through this and maybe look for things that I didn't necessarily, I didn't click on everything, I didn't read everything. I did, pick up a few trophies along the way, like collecting like the journal that you can have narrated and everything like that. From a standpoint, I believe, I don't know if it's still on the PlayStation Store Halloween sale, but I picked this up for like $6 or $7. I definitely, I'm glad I didn't pay full price for it. The trailer, when I first looked into this game for the VR, made it seem like it was more of a survival horror-esque kind of game, kind of like Outlast. Was not expecting a just walk around Myst-esque first-person kind of game. That's really showing how old I am. If you have no idea what Myst is, definitely go check out Myst, or watch people that have played Myst before, because I don't think there's been a Myst game out for quite some time. But yeah, I mean, this game, for what I paid for it, was definitely enjoyable. I mean, I beat it in, I'm looking at my little timer up there, and we're right at the 3-hour mark. And I mean, I started this almost right off the bat. So that was, yeah, I mean, I definitely got what I paid for it. I've noticed at like GameStop, the Xbox One version is a little, or I think the PlayStation, one of the two versions is actually a little bit more than the other. So whatever one, if you go on a GameStop's website, and you want to pick this up like on a hard disk, you know, I definitely suggest paying for the cheaper one, because, you know, if you just watch this with me, obviously, you can beat it in 3 hours. You know, 3-hour sit-down session. Like I said, I mean, there's probably more to explore, but I definitely use that hint system to pretty much just play through this game. So I'd definitely give it a B. I mean, for what it's worth, it's a fun game. It definitely makes you think. I'm still really confused as to who the main character is, who the people that you are having the one-on-one conversations with, what those conversations entitle. I'll probably definitely look up the trophies and see if there's like a good, bad, medium ending, based on, like, you know, the choices that you made throughout the game. So yeah, I mean, for that aspect, that's why I've got to give it the B, because like I am left wondering, like, what the heck did I just play? If there was just kind of like a, I don't think if there was that system, you know, when you're like talking to yourself or your mom or whoever the other voice that you're talking to is. And obviously, thank you for me playing, but thank you for watching. Yeah, I mean, it was definitely, the art style was really cool. I don't know how old this game is. I mean, it can't be that old. But yeah, this was a pretty interesting game, and does it fit a Halloween theme? I guess maybe, from the crazy asylum that you're walking through. You know, there are sometimes when you walk into a room or you click something, it does one of those flashes of, you know, a drawing. So that was kind of creepy. The cutscenes were a little weird. Again, sorry for the nudity, because I did not know what was going on. But yeah, so thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. I am, you know, I do have a life outside streaming, so this is obviously not my life, but thank you so much for anyone who has supported me with any of the videos that I've ever done. Definitely do want to get more onto it, especially coming at the beginning of the year. For those that don't know, I do try to raise charity for the youth group that I work for, and it's just a passion of mine to play games, to have fun with you guys. Probably want to try to do more stuff like this. I know I promised you guys a Resident Evil 4 through 7. I still need to get on that. There's a couple other games that I'm really wanting to play. I'm definitely going to turn my stream on Monday into a series, because I just absolutely love Castlevania. So be on the lookout for that. But yeah, if you want to check me out on any of my social medias accounts, they're there on the bottom of your screen. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for sticking with me. If you watch this all the way through, again, I'm kind of in awe that I just played it and finished a game in 3 hours, because like I said, I don't think I've ever done that before. So yeah, this was definitely fun. I'm definitely energized and want to get back to it. So yeah, thank you, Twitch. Thank you, everybody who's joined in and sat and watched and voiced their opinions and wanted to play more games with me. They're definitely going to be in the works soon. So thanks again, and we will see you guys next time.